Hey guys, and welcome back to the Cryptoverse with me Sanchit, where we talk all about crypto in a beginner friendly way. Today I'm going to tell you all about NFTs, especially focusing upon the EGLD or the Elrond network NFTs, which have just exploded in the last few weeks. But if you are actually coming on my channel for the first time, do hit that subscribe button to make sure that you don't ever miss my content. And if you're not following me on Twitter, please do follow me to catch up on all the great crypto content and my top recommendations. Today in this video, I'm going to tell you all about how to buy, sell NFTs. I'm going to tell you what exactly are NFTs and hope you enjoy the video today. So let's get into it. So guys, let's start from the beginning. What exactly are NFTs? Now, NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens, which means that it can neither be replaced or interchanged because it has unique properties. In the tech language, we call it having a unique metadata. But what does that really mean in a real world kind of a language? Now, I'll give you an example. Some of you might be aware that, we have 21 million Bitcoins which can potentially come into circulation. And say that I have one Bitcoin and another person has another Bitcoin. Now, both of those Bitcoins basically represent equal value, and there is nothing, differential between the two Bitcoins that I own and the other person owns, which means that all 21 million Bitcoins represent equal and same value. And, that is why we call it as a fungible kind of a token. However, when it comes to NFTs, each and every NFT is actually unique because of having that specific metadata into it. And whatever NFTs that I own or you own, they're all like one of a kind. So there is no replication, there is no kind of fungibility that is associated with the NFTs. And that's why we are actually calling it as non-fungible. Now, NFTs can pretty much be anything, the pictures, art, music, gaming NFTs, movies are coming as NFTs, so the possibilities are endless. And especially, now that we are seeing that more and more applications, for the metaverse are coming. So NFTs are going to play a huge part in the metaverse applications. And we're already seeing that big companies like Microsoft, so they are actually kind of looking into that space. YouTube, Google is looking into that space. We've seen recently Twitter is actually kind of trying to integrate that. So the possibilities are kind of endless. Now, some of you might be aware that NFTs have been in existence from almost 2015. But the real hype associated, with NFTs started when this artist Beeple sold his everyday NFT for a mind-blowing $69 million. And since then, there has been no looking back. So the NFT space has absolutely exploded. It has become almost like a $20 billion market right now, but still I would probably dare say, it's in a very, very early stage of mass adoption right now. So in the rest of the video, I will actually show you, some of the big marketplaces that we have, to buy and sell NFTs. I'll actually show you, some of these sites as well, and just give you a demonstration in terms of, how these sites look like, what exactly you need to do to actually go ahead and buy and sell NFTs. Yeah. All right. So now that you understand, what exactly are NFTs, exactly like the crypto coins, we have specific places where you can kind of go ahead and buy and sell and even create NFTs. And it depends on, which blockchain that you're using, but I'm going to talk about some of the major kind of marketplaces, basis the chain. Now, if you see the biggest, I would say the NFT space right now is Ethereum. And almost I would say more than 90-95% of all NFTs that are being currently traded are actually happening on Opensea. So this is one of the oldest as well as one of the biggest NFT marketplaces that we currently have. However, there are a lot of challenges with it. While it is big in market cap, it is big in adoption, I think one of the biggest challenges with Ethereum based NFT places is that there is a very high kind of a gas issue there, which leads to a lot of people not being able to use it. Even for like $1,000 NFT, you might actually end up paying like $100 as gas, which is pretty high. Then you also have other kind of marketplaces within the Ethereum network, but they have pretty much the same issues. So you have Rarible, which is there. Then you have LuxRare, which is just the new marketplace, which is kind of giving a lot of competition to OpenSea right now. And then if you look at some of the other chains like Solana, one of the reasons that Solana took off is because of NFTs. While the token is great, but the way the adoption has been, we have seen the adoption in the NFT space in Solana has been amazing. I personally don't use Solana, but the biggest NFT marketplace that we have on Solana is solanaart.io. And similarly, in the Phantom blockchain or FTM blockchain, we have one marketplace right now, which is called PaintSwap. So while the volumes are still pretty low for the scale of the blockchain, but it is actually coming up, and definitely one of the underrated places that we have. Now, for today's video, I'll probably be, kind of spending more of the time on the EGLD or the Elrond marketplaces. This is just exploded in the last, few weeks, and it is still kind of in a very, very nascent phase right now. But what we are seeing is that there's a lot of traffic that has been generated. There are a lot of good projects that are coming, and there are some benefits of the EGLD marketplaces that we are seeing. What we are seeing is that there is a very low gas, or the transaction fees as we call it, for the network. And then some of the great projects like BYAC from Ethereum, their owners are actually interested in Elrond NFTs as well. That's definitely building up the hype. So primarily the Elrond network has 3 marketplaces right now. The biggest one right now is deadrare.io, and then we have Trust Market, and we have eMoon.space. I don't like eMoon too much, but I primarily use Deadrare, and sometimes I also see the Trust marketplace as well. So what I'm going to do in today's video is I'm just going to show you these 3 sites, what exactly you need to do to actually buy and sell NFTs on that. So let's get into that now. So guys, while I'm going to be focusing on the Elrond NFTs for today, I wanted to show you how some of the other big marketplaces look like. The biggest by far marketplace that we have in the NFT space is Opensea.io. This is based on the Ethereum network, and by far this is the biggest NFT marketplace that we have. So we have almost 90 to 95% of all NFTs that are being traded right now are happening on Opensea, and this is how the interface looks like. This is where you can buy all the big projects like the Bored Apes or CryptoPunks and some of the other big collections that you see. And the first thing that you have to do is that you have to kind of connect your wallet. So you have multiple options that you can use. Most people go for MetaMask, but you also have options like Coinbase, Wallet Connect, Formatic, and there are a lot of other options as well. Yeah. And say for example, you wanted to buy like a Bored Ape, right? So all you have to do is just search for that collection here, and you can see that this particular symbol is very important, which makes sure that you're buying the verified collection. There are a lot of spam. There is a lot of fraudulent kind of collections that also come in, which are cash grabs. So you always want to make sure that you're always transacting with the verified collections. Now, if you actually look at it, you can see that there are almost like 10k Bored Apes that are there in total, and the floor price right now is 93 Ethereum. So basically what the floor price means is that what is the cheapest ape right now? What is the cheapest kind of NFT in the whole of the collection that you can buy right now. So floor price typically shows that how the price appreciation is happening, because there might be certain apes which are listed at almost like say 200 ether, or there can be some apes that are listed at 1000 ether, but the floor price represents that what is the minimum kind of value of the ape that you can purchase right now. So this is a very important metric when it comes to kind of buying and selling NFTs. So as you can see, if you have options like buy now, auction, you have sort options where you can like sort the price from high to low. So if I just look at what is the highest priced ape right now, so I can see that somebody has actually listed his Bored Ape for, I don't even know how many zeros there are, but you can imagine, the hype around NFTs. Similarly, if you wanted to see the activity, so you have an option here which basically shows you the different activity of buy and sell. So somebody has actually paid 100 ether just almost 2 hours back. So you can imagine, so there have been sales happening all day. So you're seeing people buying apes at 100 ether, 92 ether, 80 ether. So these are big values, right? Almost like $200,000 for a picture. Basically, it sounds crazy, but this is the world that we live in. Now, if I actually just show you the Elrond marketplaces now, so the biggest marketplace that we have on the Elrond network right now is deadrare.io. So this is where I personally do most of my transactions when it comes to NFTs. So as you can see that my wallet is already connected. I've just masked it for the purpose of the video. And if I actually go into my collection, so this will show me all the different NFTs that I currently own. So I have 3 NFTs right now on the Elrond network. So one is the Drifters. I bought it for somewhere around, I actually minted this when it was released for around 0.8 EGLD. This is, I minted it around like 4 or 5 days back, and this is worth around at least 5 EGLD right now. So that's not a bad return. Similarly, I bought this Elrond ape in the secondary market on Deadrare itself. So this is a I think a rank 2000, so pretty high ranker in a Elrond ape category, and I purchased this for around 2.5 EGLD, and currently I think it's worth around like 7 to 8 EGLD easily. And this is Gunongan, one of the premier collections that we have on Elrond, and again I purchased this for around like 4 EGLD, and I think easily the basically it's worth more than 10 EGLD, I would say, at a conservative level. So this is a top kind of Gunongan as well. So let's assume that let's understand that if you wanted to buy or sell NFTs, how can you do that? So if you go to the home page, so you have all the hot collections that are currently trading right now. So you can click on any of these connections. So say if I wanted to buy like an Elrond ape, what do I do? Very similar to Opensea like we have. So we can see that overall the floor price right now is 4.9 EGLD. So if you remember, I bought like a top 20% ape at around like 2.5. So you can see that how the floor price has increased. There are approximately 914 apes which are listed for buying, and considering that there are almost like 10,000, so that means that people are actually holding on to the apes right now. So same like just like Opensea, you can kind of go ahead and kind of look at all the apes. You can use different filters, you can actually have the sort option. So if I wanted to look at the lowest priced ape right now, I can go ahead and do that. So as you can see, if I wanted to buy this fine looking ape, I would have to pay 5 EGLD. So how I would do that is that I will just go ahead and kind of look at this one, and as soon as I go ahead and kind of click on buy, it will ask me to kind of connect my wallet once again. So one of the key things that you guys need to do is that before you can start transacting on any of the Elrond marketplaces, so you have to kind of go ahead and kind of set up the the Elrond or the EGLD wallets. So there are multiple options. I personally use the Myar app. This is actually available on all the phones, so it is available on iOS, it is available on Android. So you can go to your app store or your Play Store and you can download this app, transfer some EGLD into it, and then you can use it for the transactions. As soon as I connect on this, so on my phone it will give me a QR code. So I will use my QR, my phone. So I'm just opening the MyR app on my phone right now. So I'm so the Face ID is done. So now I'm just going to be scanning the QR code here, and then I just basically go ahead and basically approve the request. So this will actually connect my wallet here once again for transactions. So I can just go ahead and I can just do this purchase. As soon as I click on buy, now I have got a pop-up on my my MyR app on my phone that if I wanted to buy this or not. So considering I don't, I'm just gonna click on cancel, and I'm just gonna disconnect my wallet so that it doesn't accidentally purchase it. So I've disconnected my wallet now, so just to make sure that I don't accidentally purchase that. And now basically similarly, if in case I wanted to, so this is how you buy like a NFT, but if in case, say for example, I wanted to kind of go ahead and kind of sell an NFT, what do I do? Very similarly, so I've actually connected my wallet once again, so I can show you my collection. So if I go ahead and kind of look at this one, so I can put it at any kind of price right now. So this is my drifter. So say I put it at 1,000 EGLD right now. So if in case I actually sell it for 1,000, so what will happen is that whenever you buy or whenever you sell an NFT, some of the royalties will always go to the original artist. In this case, the collection requires 10% of royalty fees that needs to go back to the original kind of creator. So as soon as this NFT gets sold for around like 1,000 EGLD, 100 EGLD will actually go to the original creator, and then there is a 3% fees that the website, the marketplace will also take. So net I will actually get around 870 EGLD, whereas the creator and the dead rare fees are also mentioned there. So as soon as I click on sell, so I will actually get like a pop-up in my MyR wallet, and that way is I can authorize the transaction, and then it will be listed on the marketplace, and then somebody can go ahead and, luckily if you're lucky, you can go ahead and that will be bought. Other options that you have is that you can always have the browser extension as well. This is something that works well with the Chrome. So you can go ahead and kind of install this on your browser. I already have that as well. So if you look at this MyR DeFi wallet, so we can go ahead and kind of also use that for the transactions as well. But I just feel that the phones are slightly more safer. So that is how you kind of buy or sell the NFTs. Now, one of the key things that you always have to do is that whenever you buy or sell the NFTs, you have to look at the rarity. Now within Dead Rare, there's a tool which shows you the upcoming drops, which means that what are the collections that are coming very soon. So you can see all of that. But more importantly, this also has a tool called rarity tool, So this helps you to understand, because if you remember earlier in the video, I showed you that all of the NFTs are kind of unique, right? So they are basically kind of ranked in the order of their rarity, and some of them are more rarer than others. And it is always important that before you kind of go ahead and buy any kind of an NFT, you check its rarity ranking. So say if I go ahead and I wanted to buy like an ape once again, and I wanted to buy this ape, so I will see that this is ranking number, or this is the ape number 7581. And then I basically go into the rarity tool. I will look at Elrond ape, and then I will see that there are 100, almost like 10,000 items, and I'll just put the number of the ape that I'm looking to buy. And this shows me that this is a pretty low ranking kind of an ape. This is 9968 out of 10,000. So not very rare, I would say. Right? Similarly, if in case I wanted to buy this ape, so if I just type the number 2011, it shows me this is rank 1. So this is like a really kind of a rare ape, and it will probably easily get you like life-changing kind of money if you ever get to kind of possess that. So very important is that you're always checking the rarity tool. There are multiple rarity tools. So you might want to first check on the project kind of website and their Discord servers, that what is the rarity tool which is the most kind of accurate one. You have the Elrond index, and then you have something called like a NFT rarity sniper as well. So if I open up that, yeah, so NFT rarity sniper is one of the popular tools that people use to kind of check the rarity of any of the tools. So same here, you can go ahead and kind of look at the rarity of different kind of if I just go, so if you can basically check the rarity of the different kind of dragons or the gnongans that we have on the Elrond network. So this tells you the exact rank that you're purchasing. So it's very important, because sometimes if you have like a very low ranking kind of NFT, sometimes you don't get the right price for it. So if you're able to get like a high ranking kind of an NFT, that always works out well. Now the second site that I wanted to show you that is very important in the Elrond space is Trust Market. Now this is how it looks like, so same way that you have, it's slightly smaller than Dead Rare in terms of volumes and everything, but it is still pretty useful, and there are certain features which I really like about this particular website, which I'm going to talk about. Now say I wanted to buy like an ape here, so I will just click on the collection. And the best part about the NFT, the Trust Market, that I like is that you have the rank of the collection published right there and then. Sometimes it is not very accurate, but it does make it easier, because if you actually compare it to Dead Rare, so it only tells you the serial number of that particular ape. But in Trust Market, you also are able to see the different kind of ranks and the different serial numbers of each of these. So this is integrated with the Elrond rarity tool. So very useful feature. But I think in terms of the interface and the number of listings, Dead Rare is still slightly ahead. And as I mentioned, sometimes these rarities are not very accurate as well. So they help as a good guiding factor, but it's important that you verify the rarity independently before kind of going ahead and buying it. But so I think similar to this, Trust Market also has an option that you can buy, sell, or mint NFTs. So by minting, basically we mean that you can create a new NFT as well. So if I click on mint NFTs, let's give it a second and see what happens. One of the reasons I don't like Trust Market is slightly slower than some of the other sites, because if I compare it to Elrond, it's slightly I would say much faster. So this is where you can these are all the kind of NFTs which are not fully kind of live right now. So you can go ahead and kind of mint these NFTs right now. So they have not come into the secondary marketplace, so they are still in their original smart contract. And this way, these are all the pre-sales that you're getting. Do remember one thing, that not all of the NFTs sell. So make sure that you're going only to those NFTs which are very much in vogue. They're having like a huge community. They have a lot of hype around them. So that is very important when you go ahead and kind of look at the different NFT spaces. So one of the questions I constantly get is that how can you kind of sell your own NFTs, right? Now this is slightly more simpler in the existing marketplaces like Opensea. So if you wanted to kind of create like a new NFT on Opensea, all you have to do is just click on create, and then you can go ahead and kind of connect your MetaMask wallet. So if I just click on my MetaMask, I will just click on next and click on connect. So now it gives me a authorization that my wallet is now connected. So as soon as I connect my wallet, so all I have to do is I just need to go ahead and kind of just put the image or the video or the whatever I need to put in here. I just put in the name of my collection, the links that I wanted to kind of give, if in case people wanted to understand about this particular collection, provide a description about the story of the whole NFT, and just put in some of the other kind of information, look at the chains that I wanted to do. And as soon as I basically put all the information here, so it says that to freeze your metadata. Once I've created that here, basically I freeze the metadata, which means that nobody else can kind of go ahead and kind of change that. So once I click on create, it will be there on the Opensea for people to buy. And as soon as somebody buys your NFT, you obviously will get that money back. Important thing to understand is that as soon as you click on create, you will have to pay a certain fee, which is called a transaction fee. And it can be slightly high when it comes to Opensea, and that's why not a lot of people use Opensea, at least small retail people, because sometimes the gas fees can be very absurd. But if in case you wanted to kind of list an NFT on Trust Market, you can always go into register collection. So if you actually have your wallet connected right now, so you can go ahead and kind of you can put in like your collection here. You can click on verify. You will have to pay a certain fee for any kind of new collection that you're kind of putting in. Then you just follow the same process, and there is a video here that you can actually use to actually kind of go through the self kind of listing process. So it's very useful. But again, I think it's in a very early stage right now. I think the volume basis, only the bigger projects are seeing volume, but not a lot of early stage NFTs are being sold right now. So just be cautious around that. But yeah, I think as the space matures, you will see that more and more people will be starting to list their NFTs right now. So I think from that perspective, just kind of summarizing, some of the steps that we've seen in this particular video. So some of the key things to remember when you're buying or selling NFTs is, one, that always make sure that you're buying those projects which have a huge community. They have a huge kind of a Discord kind of community. They are very popular on Twitter. You're seeing kind of a lot of engagement. The project team is very kind of engaged. They are kind of interacting with the different members. There's hype around the projects, because what you're buying in NFTs is basically hype. And if in case a hype kind of goes down, the NFT projects can die very soon. So it's a very high risk kind of buy that you're doing. But on the other hand, even if in case you get like one NFT which kind of really explodes, like the Bored Apes, it can make like significant gains in your portfolio. So the second key thing to remember is that always make sure that whatever you're buying, always check the rarity before you buy any kind of an NFT, because the rarer the NFT, the higher its price. The lower the NFT, obviously the lower the price. So sometimes people don't understand, and they might pay a premium price for a low ranking NFT, which is obviously not good. And I think the third thing is just make sure that there are a lot of scams that are happening in the NFT spaces. So only make sure that you're going to the trusted places to buy these NFT collections, and you're not kind of trading with the unknown people or unknown collections. Don't try to look at basically some of the cheaper collections, because most of them can potentially be scams. So if you want to invest in an NFT, invest in a good project, and I think that definitely is something that potentially can give you good gains. So guys, that was the video for today. And I hope that you learned something new and you enjoyed the video. As usual, if you have any questions which I was not able to answer in the video, please do let me know. And I think it's a amazing space. It's a very early space, a high risk space, but absolutely a fascinating space. So that was the video for today. If you liked this, please do like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again. Bye.